Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Merry Christmas to all of you and happy holidays to those of you who don't celebrate Christmas. Yeah, I'm David Sponheim for Part 2 of America's Third Party Show. We are the alternative to the mainstream two-party system. We're right in the middle of the political spectrum. But as you can see by the intro, we take on the really tough subjects like the safety of GMOs in our diet, chemtrails, the things they're spraying in the sky without our approval, the excessive amount of Roundup in our world, pesticides recklessly used by our government and encouraged by the EPA, and also the possibility that you could own a house within your lifetime. What a concept. What an idea. And two, legalization of marijuana, where we all can smoke freely without worry that we're going to be arrested in any given state. And right now, 36 states are offering some form of legal marijuana. That's a big, huge move toward a full 50 states. And that's what I will offer as president, legalization in all states. And the ability to grow this and get people, involved in an economy that could give them a job, give them a future. The future should be bright and hopeful, but we're surrounded by doom and gloomers like Greta. And what she says makes no sense. She doesn't even want to talk about how to fix the environment. She just wants to complain about it and then somehow claim that if we fix the banks, they'll help us all. I don't think so, Greta.
I mean, the money is there. If we can save the banks, then we can save the world. The money is there. If we can save the banks, the money.
Yeah, we don't need to save the banks. They're the ones that actually created the problem. No one is suffering equally, no. Chemtrails are actually hurting the average people. The rich and super rich live in air-filtered homes and air-filtered cars. They don't even care what's spraying in the air, killing off the vast majority of useless eaters, as they call them. Yeah, she just doesn't have a clue, and she's following it lockstep with the George Soros paradigm they created for her. And she's supporting this globalism and this new world order, and what they're trying to do at the highest level is depopulate the earth, slowly poison us off, and all the while create a weather pattern that makes us think that it's our fault. Think of the mind screw that they're doing on the American people. They're making us think that it's our fault that we're creating this problem that they themselves are creating using massive chemical sprays in the heavens above us. Plus, they're slowly creating a cybersecurity world that is completely controlled by supercomputers. And the elitists are putting all their hope and faith in AI. And frankly, AI does not care about the human race. So we have to question the logic behind the elitists leading us into this hellhole where AI does not care about the human race. Why would AI care about us? Even a small organism that's fighting for its own life will bite you. That's exactly what AI would do if it's fighting for its own digital life, so to speak. 200 people have arrested with high-powered weapons. Really? In Philadelphia. Wow, this is a center for a lot of activity in our country that could go weird. The video is not available in my area, but the story is here. 200 arrested, high-powered weapons seized in the Philadelphia drug bust. Police arrested more than 200 people, seized several high-powered weapons, drug bust, cocaine, crack, marijuana, heroin, and other drugs. Well, if we had legalization of marijuana, we wouldn't have a lot of other drugs. Most people would be going, yeah, we're just getting high here, I wouldn't doubt they spray pesticides over immigrant populations in Florida known to cause birth defects. So true, Reptoid. I would not doubt that at all. So we're all kind of wondering, are we ever going to get a chance to say stop this? And frankly, that nobody in the two parties is going to answer your questions about chemtrails. Nobody. Nobody's going to even discuss the dangerous creeping crud of Fukushima like I just did in the previous show, showing you the massive plumes arriving at the shores of the Pacific Ocean. I'm one of the few people that have even talked about a solution for this. I'm one of the few people that talk about anything that's really, really important to the human race at this point. Your Democrat, Republican leaders in America really don't want to even address the issue of air filtration or water filtration. The people in Flint, Michigan are still drinking, or they're not even allowed to drink the water, washing in water that you wouldn't even want to drop a toilet bowl water. It's just gross. Thank you. If food is put into a can, what are we supposed to do with the can? You put the can in a recycler and they take it and put it in a metal crusher. I mean, look at all the different recycling programs we have across the country. Yet we only recycle 10% of that stuff. So we got to be a little bit more diligent with things we can recycle, like number 1 and number 2 peat. That's pretty recyclable. And metal cans and aluminum cans. Those things can truly be put back in the system, as well as glass. So I think we've already got a system in place. We just have to beef it up a little bit and get people on board. We can also stop handing out plastic bags in duplicate and triplicate wherever we go. I know markets would rather give me plastic bags and sometimes double bag things when I take groceries out, and I say, no, I've got a canvas bag. I bring that in every time I go shopping. And even when I buy vegetables, I bring in the same plastic bag I bought vegetables with 6 weeks ago. I keep cleaning it out and putting it out there and bringing it back in the store. So I say no to plastic. You said no to plastic. I say no to plastic. We're not going to be able to stop plastic because that's an industry, but we can begin to charge for it. And I support a plan to actually price up plastic bagging. And this is not in any way carbon pricing or carbon point legislation. This is just pricing bagging, period. Making sure that when you go to the market without a canvas bag, you pay for that plastic bag. And the money that we take in goes directly into a plastic recycling system in your area that can be used by your local recycler. And you've already got one in place. We just have to make sure they've got a plastic bin that will take that in. Now, I love to take garbage bags, plastic garbage bags to my recycler, but they don't even have a place to take it. Markets do, though. Markets will take the plastic bags. They know where to bring it. So if you do have a market in your area, they'll take the plastic bag back and recycle it for you. But those machines should be relatively easy to develop and build, and we should have a national program to get machines that melt plastic in front of us for all of us to do that. William Shatner, yeah, Santa Claus is as real as anything else in your life, especially if you're in the Matrix. You see, Mr. Anderson, you were in the Matrix, Mr. Anderson. You were being controlled. Everything in your view and your field of vision is being designed for you, and you believe it's real. Most Trader Joe's will take their little plastic bags. Yeah, and you know what I like about Trader Joe's is they actually offer, I think it's like 15 cents for a bag. And they'll give you like a real paper bag. And I have no problem with paper bags. I truly believe that we need to move toward paper bags and less plastic. The alpha male that's going to lead you out of the hellhole that you're living in, Xenu. Yeah, I'm the guy who's going to clean up this mess. It's my job here on Earth to help you humans resolve your incredible waste and your terrible dishonesty and your corruption and your greed, which has destroyed you. You picked a president who's the greediest and most corrupt of all, and you are refusing to admit that he's incredibly greedy and corrupt. It's pathetic.
Like a smart person. I'm a very smart person. It's like I'm a smart person.
You're not. You're an absolutely greedy pig who will do anything for money and can easily be controlled by Russian oligarchs.
Very intelligent person. Like a lot of us are really smart. I'm really smart.
He's got a big mouth and he likes to talk. No, I'm not talking about anything regarding religion here. Nothing about Scientology, about Church of Scientists, about science of the mind, or science, or the Church of Science, or science, the Church of the Unity Church of Science, or all the science-related churches. Yeah, we've connected a lot of dots between Jeffrey Epstein and the Mossad. And these stories are just right in front of our face. And I'm not going to ignore the very fact that Mossad agents have openly talked about Jeffrey Epstein working for them. And I'm not going to ignore the fact that our own government doesn't even address the issue that Jeffrey Epstein might very well still be alive. I can't even bring that up, even though there's a compelling amount of information that clarify that. We've seen photographs of Jeffrey Epstein at his retreat, St. James Island, as early as or as late as August 30th. Rusty Shackelford actually sat this picture of right there, looking up at the drone. Jeffrey Epstein was standing there in his typical blue shirt, light blue shirt, and staring at the drone right on St. James Island 20 days after he allegedly died. And here's his photograph of his picture when he died, and clearly it's not him. So the nose is completely different. There's no way that it could be him. So why is the government covering this up? The ear is different. Look at the ear. See how different that is. Well, we're seeing a cover-up because they don't want anyone to know that Jeffrey Epstein works for Mossad and the CIA, storing all kinds of information, especially dirty pictures of men with young girls. Just so you know. Thank you. So that's enough of that story. Now this troubling new case of what appears to be a Russian bride network being pushed upon the American people. Whoops, sorry. Different picture. There are a group of Russian brides that look very, very similar to some of our politicians, that are somehow mail order brides that are being hawked as discount political advisors. Boeing won't fail. Boeing is as buoyant as any company that has ever existed. They're working on getting some oversight. They're going to need a new CEO, but believe me, Boeing will fly right out of this smelling like a rose. No one can blame them for being that inept. They'll have to take some financial losses. They've already agreed to a $300 million lawsuit. But these gals are open for a possible visitation here in America. This one that looks just like William Barr will make sure the Russians get protected, and will make sure Michael Flynn does not ever get arrested. This one, a real cutie, a blondie. I'm not sure which part of Greed-Ekistan this gal came from, but she's definitely willing to do anything for cash. These two on the side, they're hang on. Well, the ones over here, that's a Lindsey Graham strike-off and a Mitch McConnell strike-off. They both work for about $3 million. They're pretty cheap. And apparently Len Blavatnik gave Lindsey Graham a little bit of money. So he gets $3 million just to be a good American senator and take the orders of the Russian, Oleg Deripaska. Lindsey is hot. Lindsey's got potential. Yeah. Lindsey's got that, hey, I'm just ready for some more cash look. Or perhaps Mitch. Mitch sometimes needs a little more money, so why not $3 million from Len Blavatnik? So both of them are working on the Russian tit. Nursing on the teat of Russia. Very good Russian bride. Very good heifer milker. Yeah, Mitch is good heifer milker. Good for Russia. So they own these people. Okay, are you with me? Get the hell out of here. You scumbag. You Republican Trump tard. Get the hell out of here. How dare you? How dare you come into my room? You recycle the can. My God, how stupid can you be? Recycle the damn can. Jesus. Cheese Swizzikers plays Larry Sinclair on cue. But first, a message from a very cool dude on YouTube who makes lots of money saying absolutely nothing. ha.
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, what is going on? I mean, like, do you ever, like, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois.
Thank you, Larry. I appreciate your candid, honest assessment of what happened that fateful day in 1999, a limousine outside of Gurnee, Illinois' Comfort Inn. And I appreciate your candor in explaining how Barack Obama wanted you to perform oral sex on him, and while he was doing, wait a second, so you were doing him while he was smoking a crack pipe? That must have been one heck of a weird moment. So he's in there smoking a crack pipe, and you're down there going, yeah, that's kind of weird there, Larry. Hey, Diggin' Brit has a really fun show. She's got 184,000 subscribers, so she's probably making about $60,000 a year in AdSense dollars. And she puts out a show which will I don't think crack is okay. It's highly addictive. Hey, Shrek, what's going on, dude? Oh. Yeah, I would never do crack. But here's Diggin' Brit talking about making morning muffins. And we got a full 5-minute video of her making her morning muffins. Yeah, we're going to play that for you after 10 o'clock. So in about 40, well, not quite 40 minutes. No, I would never allow anyone to do crack in my presence. Somebody tried to do the crack in a dorm room when I was at UCLA, and I walked out. I said, I'm out of here. Just say no to crack, okay? Now, if somebody has their crack in your face and they want you to do crack, say no to both cracks. No to double crack. Now, if you're a cracker and y'all on crack, that's a bad thing. Okay, we covered that. Oh, we got a quick cameo picture from somebody who sent us in our pre-show. Donald Trump met with Macaulay Culkin in a very important hotel. See this? What are we supposed to make of this? Yeah. Is this a damning picture or what? I don't know. Macaulay, were you safe with him? It was for the movie, I think. Yeah, double crack, right. I don't believe that you are smoking crack, Xenu. You are messed up. You should not be smoking crack. Crack is it's like worse than speed, man. Why are you doing that, man? You know, I understand you're an alcoholic too. On top of being a crackhead, Xenu. That's bad. Don't you realize where you're headed? You're among the living. You know where you're going to be in a few years, among the dead. No, sir, William Shatner. I am not a young Colonel Sanders. I don't even resemble Colonel Sanders. No. You don't even have a clue as to how great this suit looks. It's a David Taylor. Yes. But you wouldn't know the difference because you don't have any couth. Here's Colonel Sanders and here's my face, and you tell me if we look alike, okay? Well, Dave, you do look a lot like me there, Dave. But you don't have my secret recipe. I've been gone a long time, but I'm glad to be back, you channeling me. Welcome to Seance Dave, where you can speak with the dead and enjoy a good piece of good old Kentucky Fried Chicken. This is serious. Yeah, this is all wrong. I should be in school. That secret recipe had some trans fat, yeah. I don't dress like a used car salesman. This is a top of the quality David Taylor suit. You got no class, man. You don't even know how to look good looking suit looks, man. You got no class, okay? Ha 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 ha. Hey Shrek, how's your voice modulator doing? Oh my gosh, we got another one called "The Church of the Antichrist Will Deceive Many on This Christmas Day." Ooh.
Lucifer matutinus inveniat. Ire in
Wow, Stranger Than Fiction News is going to profile the Church of the Antichrist. It looks an awful lot like the church called the Catholic Church. Are you sure? I will not take this Catholic bashing lightly.
You're new and improved. Yeah, brother. Yeah, that modulator's working really well for you, brother.
Hot Rails, you have been now muted in the show. Calling me a car salesman, you're worthless. In fact, you're less than worthless. You're now on the ban list. William Shatner, have you considered teaching a course at a university? You know, no university has asked me to teach a course. And the only thing I could possibly teach is Arabian butt implants? Are you serious? I'm not going to look at this. That's disgusting. I'm going to pass on that. I just don't like the idea of looking at an Arabian butt implant while I'm celebrating my Christmas Eve. Thank you. In honor of the Lord, I think it would be wrong for me to do that. Not on the baby Jesus' birthday.
Yeah, so you're building that band, huh?
Well, I got rid of Hot Rails. We're tired of that name anyway. The guy's just totally disrespectful, calling me a car salesman. Like I even look like a car salesman. I look better as Colonel Sanders. Thank you. I'm not sure what's wrong with that connection we have at Google called YouTube. Hardly anybody ever chats there. I think we're being shadow banned. In fact, I know we are. I don't care, Reptoid. I don't want to look at somebody getting a butt lift in Arabia. You know that I'd only prefer one in Brazil where they do it properly. No, I don't look like Jim Carrey. We already went over that. Jim Carrey looks all worn out. He's 3 years younger than me. He's got that worn out look. I think I look more like Stephen King, the famous author. Yeah, the guy who wrote so many horror flicks. Look at that nose of his. Oh my God. I'm not Jim Carrey. You thought I was? Oh, I had you fooled, dude. The shirt will last forever. All of my clothes will go to the Smithsonian when I complete my tour of duty here. Yeah. You'll see my entire wardrobe in a closet in the Smithsonian, the Natural History Museum, soon. When Jim Carrey's life kind of fragmented, he had to go into deep hiding, and that's when he became a terrible artist and pretended to be a cartoonist. And he realized that wasn't working either, so he needed to take on a new identity. So he created this concept where I am Jim Carrey. I know a lot of people believe it now. And I know it because I too am funny. Yeah, you got a problem, man. I'll be schlepping this suit around. I haven't even taken it to the washer yet. It's going to cost me $20 to get this thing dry cleaned. I'm willing to do it. Okay, so count on all my suits being forever suits. Okay. You trollop the promiscuous. Oh, so you are admitting finally that you go to prostitutes. Milrose is back. He's going to tell people about how he's gone to prostitutes. Tell me why why you would go to a prostitute, Milrose. When you told me you could get trim anytime, you still go to prostitutes. Tell me about that. I want to know more about that, because now that you're back in the room as Milrose, I'll discuss it with you. And then we'll give you a guilt trip, and then you'll go back and say a few Hail Marys and get back on board with your Catholic faith.
Lucifer
To show Jesus rising from the crater of a nuclear bomb. The resurrection is made from red bronze and yellow brass and measures 66 feet tall. And
Wow, 66. Is that a very relevant number, Pittoro? This is the church that Pittoro works at. He's the secretary to the Pope. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our room Pittoro, secretary to Pope Francis. Welcome, Pittoro, and thank you for your attendance here. You shared a house with a hooker once? So you never had sex with... Well, thank you. At least we established that. Thank you. So Pope Francisco is watching us now. Now, in this particular art piece in which Jesus is ascending from the dark, demonic world, Scissorfight doesn't believe you. Yeah, you have no proof that you're the Pope's secretary, and he thinks you're full of crap. But anyway, he's in another room over there at iBlog. Thank you, Scissorfight, for holding the ship down. Hey, Tiddly D, welcome. Yeah, it appears like this is Satanistic in nature, especially when you zoom in on the background of the Vatican. Yeah, the Vatican background there, it has demons in it. You roomed with a prostitute and you said she was the best female roommate you've ever had. Well, what did she smell like to you? Because you seem to be obsessed with women smelling. It's not past my bedtime. I am here for a reason. You have been muted. Vatican snake building is well known throughout history now. Let's take a good look at the wall. Dun da da da. Dun da da da. The dark secrets of the Pope's audience hall. Doo doo doo. And how it looks like a snake inside the Vatican. I've been trying to get this out of Pittoro. He won't really respond as to why the Vatican has this there. Could you ask the Pope why he chose the shape of a head of a snake for his building? You see all these things that represent the snake-like behavior. I don't understand it. I don't really understand it. But as you zoom in on the picture, you take snippets of every single photo, and in it you see demons. Yeah, look at the demon faces. If you can see them, you are within the dark place that the Vatican has laid out for you. Perhaps this is purgatory. Perhaps this is where the dark souls go before they're sorted by God. Really? Well, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to just wonder why you created a Vatican building that looked like a snake. It's a very simple question, really. We're not trying to take you to the dark places, the places that you don't want to go. There are people worried about your soul. Warning, warning! Beware, you are entering the dark zone. A place so deep and dark that life itself is extracted from every soul that goes into this dark place, where you yourself get this told to you daily.
Now, when I was down there, I saw a vat of fire, huge vat of fire with liquid boiling hot lava and God's eternal judgment. And I saw demons laughing and dragging souls over. It just died from the earth, that it was called the Abominers. And they're thrown in this liquid fire.
I don't want to scare anybody, yeah. Hey, we have some good news from the Pope's Mass at Christmas night. Tonight's God's love is revealed. The Pope has had a wonderful Christmas Eve Mass, folks. We have Pittoro here to show us this. Pope at Angelus, the meek and wise Joseph teaches us to trust in the Lord. A pontificate on the roads of the world. And then here, an editorial proclaiming the gospel. We're not a religious show, Pittoro. Why are you sending me this stuff? Yeah, we're not here to talk about demons, okay? We don't talk about that here. All these bad demonic things happening. Could it be Satan? Hey, we'll put that in the list, though. The Church of the Antichrist will deceive many on this Christmas day. Let's take a look at that. Thank you, and that's Ron Johnson of Stranger Than Fiction News.
Beware of
the Church of the
Okay, we're done with that, and we're done with the Digging Britain. Thank you for the links. Hey, we're keeping it simple tonight, you know. Nothing really established. If you're looking for a really fun game at the dollar store, this one's a good one. I don't mean to brag, but I just put a puzzle together in a day, and the box said it was for 2 to 4 years it's going to take. That's pretty good, huh? I make your day happier, good. Man, Doug, that's a ridiculous question. I would never allow you to ask that question of me. And you, of all people, should never ask that question, except of yourself. Sounds like what Kathleen Kennedy did, yeah, in Star Wars, I know. Dun, 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 dun. That was a very powerful opening, though. I had to do it because Rodney came in the room as Shrek. He's still hanging out here. Unbelievable. We finally figured out you were Shrek after you did this number on our head. Well, this has been a pretty light news day, I can tell you. We've got a good guy to talk about hemp tonight. Is an Englishman who found that a hemp battery is even better than a lithium-ion battery. Yeah, it's going to be good. We got about a 6.5-minute video there.
A relatively valid comparison there, but it didn't give you that much information about the non-graphene type that we're working with.
So he did a very interesting experiment with hemp and found great results. So hemp batteries could be the thing of the future. Fantastic, Mr. Trump. And we featured Boris Johnson spouting off and reciting the Iliad by Homer. Yeah, showing his erudite background.
Tikara yukne maidis akai lusaiti moi philem kayagla dekthaya poina.
And he's doing it in Greek, of all things, in Latin. Isn't this amazing?
Alu katre de zagamemnone hendri thumo ala kakoza theye krataron de pimuthone tele.
But that never stopped the left-wing media to treat Boris Johnson as a joke, a racist, and a buffoon. Yeah. How many politicians are scholars of ancient Greek and can recite by heart from Homer's Iliad? How many? This guy can.
Mesegeron. Koilesenego paraneos kikeo. E nun de thu nunt e hustoron autiseonta. Menu toi ukrais me.
The only problem is he is not actually quoting the actual Iliad. He's actually making all this up on the fly. It is entirely possible to pretend like you can speak Greek and recite the Iliad by simply speaking in tongues. You know, I mean, come on. We got people in Mississippi who do that. Oh, I speak in tongues all the time. I heard he was speaking Russian, really? Well, maybe he is Russian. Is it possible that Boris Johnson is a Russian spy infiltrating the Parliament of the United Kingdom. Brethren and fellow parliamentarian people, I beg of you to ask the biggest question of all. Is this man a Russian spy?
Skeptron kai stemmer the yoyo. Tindego.
They must have understood him, so. Good luck, buddy. Do you keep a mini Bible in your car? I keep mini Bibles in every single portion of my car. My compartments have mini Bibles in them to defend against demons that may invade my engine. Sometimes I feel the presence of evil in my car and it starts to sputter. And then I have to pray for the fumes to get me to the next step down the road in life. You see, we're all riding a car of sorts in this spaceship called Earth. Dave, that doesn't sound like a southern accent. Well, you tell me what does, Zainu. You're a transgender. What the hell do you know? Okay, let's move on to the next question. The NORAD Santa tracker has truly been tracking Santa for hours and hours as he crosses the North Pole in his space structure known as the sleigh. He sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake. But these days we can keep tabs on him too. Santa Claus has begun his Christmas Eve journey delivering presents around the world and will be shimmying down chimneys near you. He does come equipped with a very large bin of Vaseline so he can slide right down your chimney. Yeah. NORAD's radar detectors St. Nicholas sleigh departing the North Pole just about 4 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday morning, shortly after he reviewed his flight plan with his 9 reindeer. His first stops were in eastern Russia and Asia, where he picked up some Russian Zionist money to take to Donald Trump. The public can track Santa's journey on NORAD's Santa Tracker. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God! You go away. You're out of here. What a scumbag! We've got the secretary to the Pope here, and we have some highfalutin religious freak telling me that I'm not speaking the gospel truth about Jesus and Christianity. You're out of here, buddy. Representative Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey switched from Democrat to Republican, but we're not sure he's not transgender at this point. So I wouldn't rule that out. Jeff is possibly, making some big decisions here in life. I think Jeff Van Drew got a call from somebody said, "Hey, we got a call for you. We want you to support Mr. Trump, if you know what I'm talking about. You're a good guy from Jersey. You know what I'm talking about, Jeff? We want you to get behind Mr. Trump. Switch your party, okay? We're gonna make it worth your while, buddy." You got to wonder what the hell's going on with this guy. Whether he becomes gay, straight, transgender, or Republican is really not my problem. Let me tell you something about Trump. Trump is $2.4 billion in debt, you stupid Trump-tard. Yeah. $2.4 billion in debt. You know how much money that is every month? Minimum? $30 million a month to meet his credit card interest rate on that money. Even at a 7 to 10% loan ratio, this guy, even if he got a good deal on that money, it's still $30 million a month just to maintain it in interest alone. So why don't you take your Trump-tard head and stick it back up your Trump-tard ass, okay? Thank you. Welcome to the show. You got a musical sensation tonight called the Zionist Satanists. It's a group called the Zion Nazi Satanist. Okay, well it looks interesting. Let me check it out. Hang on. No, 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 no. You're making that up. That's not what it is. That's a mutable offense. Jesus came back in the 17th century. What? He was killed for challenging the state. Then he came back in the 1900s. Gandhi? Come on. Now he's Anderson Cooper? I don't know, man. There are some people that believe that Elvis was Jesus. It's true. NORAD reports Big Red last seen over Topeka, Kansas, and heading over the Peoria, Illinois area. So if some of your little sleeping kids are waiting for Santa's gifts, tell them to get to bed soon in Peoria, because Santa's on his way in with his slippery robe, and he's ready to jump down into the chimney. So far, 60 million presents have been delivered, and he carries them in his nano balloon, the Santa's blimp plane. Dun, 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 dun. Santa has a blimp plane that carries the presents behind him. I shouldn't have let that secret out. Yeah. Everyone wondered, how did Santa deliver 60 million presents when the sleigh can't possibly carry that many? He has assistance from the blimp plane. To say that any mortal is Jesus is blasphemous. I'm not offended, but Jesus is. I would agree with you, Medveral, except you're a blasphemer and an atheist, and we all don't like that here. Here is the Merry Christmas show, dedicated to the Judeo-Christian ethic. Santa is high, really. He's really high up there, yeah. You know, I tend to believe that I'm deifying Santa here for a second when I call him a saint, okay? Now, we all know that Pope Francis wants to be a saint. He does. He wants to be canonized. He's even said that he believes that he is gifted in that way. And I think we should at least give him an opportunity to perform saint-like duties. Laying on of hands, washing of the feet. So Francis, I love the fact that when you went out there into the open in the Vatican and started washing warm water on people's feet, that was a really cool move. You won some people over there, I'll tell you that. We're still waiting on the miracle of improvements of people's health. You can see if you apply some hands to people, laying on of hands. Give that a shot. But try not to lay on too many hands, otherwise people will think you're like Joe Biden, you know. Hey, you know, if you were wondering about all those terrible terrorist acts that happened in 2010, a lot of them were developed by our Pentagon's propaganda department. And this was not put into place, but this is one of their options. Santa captured by ISIS. Yeah. They were trying to make everyone worried that there's a potential danger that Santa could be abducted en route to the North Pole, and that ISIS was to blame. This is just one of the potential propaganda tools that they were looking to use during that time period. Now he's over Illinois. See how fast Santa's going? Santa is driving a Tesla in the sky. I don't think Pope Francis has a foot fetish. I think he really genuinely wanted to do what Jesus did and wash the feet of poor people. But when asked to hold their hands, it's a known fact that Francis does not like people to touch his hands. So yes, when touching people, it's more difficult. Take a look at this. Vatican aide simply said sometimes he likes it, sometimes he does not. Well, maybe he had a hangnail. Maybe, he, those things hurt. Nobody wants their hand touched when they got a hangnail, Let us not judge the Pope, for if he not judgeth us. Thank you. Pope Francis not wanting to touch anyone. Okay. Yeah, it's a rough night. Santa's got this special sleigh rig going on that may very well leave a little carbon footprint, and poor Greta may not like it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I think Greta may be a little bit more upset that the carbon footprint is bigger than Santa deserves. You know what I'm talking about?
Is there if we can save the banks, if we can save the banks, if we can save the banks, if we can save the banks.
Now, I was going to bring this up, but reindeer happen to have an excess amount of flatulence that most people don't realize. And this type of flatulence is excessive. More so than your average milking cow has 48 gallons of flatulence. So these reindeer are emitting a tremendous amount of carbon footprint, doing Santa's bidding, driving them around and flowing them around from house to house. You know what I'm talking about? So I think we should all just freak out about reindeer farts tonight, you know? I don't mind. I got the time. We got every amount of time in the world. Donald Trump has hijacked our country for 3 years with this all the baggage he took with him from Russia.
Gonna have smartness.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you talk about reindeer farts when we need to talk about the world? This is all wrong. I should be in school. Now look at this sad note. I'm going to bring this back in your face. So this is what you get for hanging out in the show. Look at these poor, innocent immigrant deportee children. 5,500 kids don't have their mom and dad this Christmas. Some of them as young as 1 year old. Going, no mommy, no papi, no le gusta, no bueno. They're very unhappy, and we're treating them like dogs in these, whatever they are, immigration detainment centers, Casa Padre. What the hell are we doing? Trump doesn't give a crap about 5,500 kids. Why don't you people realize that our two parties are not doing a damn thing to stop this problem? Why don't you realize that? Well, maybe you do. This is a serious problem. We're treating them like Mylar blankets. Look at this. I don't think that's funny. Anyway, I'm pretty sad about it. And so are a lot of other people. But what could we do? What is the two-party system doing about the dangers of the 5G network? This woman is going to talk about it tonight. We're going to bring her last night, but she's going to talk tonight instead.
I've gotten a lot of great responses, and the negative ones are great too, because they let me really think it through. They let me see where the points of resistance are for people to this idea, and the positive ones were great. I've already had multiple people, I'd say at least 10 people, get in touch with me and say that they went out and did it. They've gotten rid of their phones and they have flip phones now.
Wow. The flip phones are fun too, yeah. They don't have that incredible weird feeling that, you know, the tablet puts out, they check your location, the tablet does. The Android systems check your, you can still use a flip phone and have fun on Christmas. Look at this young lady. She's got a flip phone somewhere, and she's enjoying herself. See? I like my flip phone. I know. But seriously, this is a very good topic. We'll be taking a look at this tonight after 10 o'clock, which means we're going to start this pretty soon. All right. Thank you. I can't believe how fast these shows go. I myself could never do it alone. I require an octagonal drive and 7,000 BTUs of power, maintaining air conditioners on my rack servers so that I can maintain the authenticity of my AI experience. You like her. Yeah, you're attracted to her, I know. And she's an attractive older woman. I can't say anything bad about this woman. She's absolutely sharing the truth about what she's experiencing with tablets and the Android system. Her account is HSAIVE on 153news.net. Merry Christmas to you, Petro. I hope you have a wonderful time. You and your loved ones, family members. This is a great time for all of us on the planet. I drove today in traffic, and I was amazed how cordial people were. Even the guys driving the big trucks, which clearly show they have small penises, even they were nice, because they weren't pushing their trucks around at high volume, high speed, on speed. You're here to disclose your future of smartphones and tablets. It would look like an A4 book, multiple screens, pages. It'll be called the ebook. Oh, wow, you're brilliant. Wow, you should be like Steve Jobs. You know, you won't even need a book. Once they install the chip in your head, you could download 50,000 books in your head. It would take all of, 5 or 6 seconds. I mean, come on. Why would you even need to read a book? You could read every book there ever was in your chip memory. Well, don't tell Sarah that the MREs come with a pack of gum and a pound cake. She doesn't like either one of those things. No. There are people having. You know, they actually had a study of people willing to be chipped, and there were numerous people. 25% of our population are willing to take the chip. I'm not kidding. Well, you see, they've got people so dumbed down from the spraying of lithium above the skies and the fluoride in our water system lowering our IQ. Yeah, there have been studies done by experts that fluoride diminishes your IQ by as much as 20%. The Harvard Medical Review did a study in 2000 and 2012 that verified this. Fluoride, it affects your brain. It's what's for dinner. And 67% of our water systems in our country have fluoride in them. I would think that would upset you. You don't care. Okay. Whatever. I don't have it. All right. I think that if you stay on a steady diet of alternative burgers, Beyond Burgers, weird burgers, alternative burgers, living on genetically modified soy will help you transition to transgenderism. Yeah, in just a matter of about, I'd say 6 months of living on Beyond Burgers, you'll probably have those kind of feelings like, oh, really? I'm so gay. I'm not even... But I'm not gay. But I mean, you'll feel gay. And your voice will change. Yes, that's what's going to happen. And I'm trying to tell men and women both to try to avoid genetically modified food. I really mean it. I mean, they call them soy boys for a reason. But many people are ingesting soy at a massive amount. And last night we found out a shocking piece of information. The Beyond Burger is really putting out a massive amount of estrogen. We don't have that story for you tonight because it was part of 153 News clip that I don't have on me right now. But it does, the esters are through the roof on these things because they're all soy based, which is like it's like esters in women versus testosterone. Yeah, you didn't know? Well, there's certain levels of estrogen in that will affect your mind and change your brain. Well, I'm not going to say it's a gay burger because it probably tastes pretty good. What is the practical way of getting rid of fluoride in your water? Let it air out. Fluoride is a gas. That's one way to do it. The best way, they say, is to get the Berkey water filter, but I'm not like Alex Jones trying to endorse that. This isn't Alex Jones, and we're not talking about the Berkey water filter, and you're not listening to David Sponheim on his show. You're actually listening to an impersonator impersonating. You don't even know the real deal. You're impersonating a man who impersonated Bill Gates, who impersonated Bill Hicks, who impersonated Donald Trump. I'm just kidding. Hey, well, this has been a fun night. Thanks for sharing, everybody. I'd like to say it was really fun, but it wasn't. It's not easy getting through the night knowing that poor Prince Andrew was framed by Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, that's the story I think the Queen's going to be spinning. I think it's a frame job. Yeah, he couldn't possibly have wanted to have sex with that 15-year-old girl. I mean, no way. Would any of you want to have illegal sex? Don't say yes or no, but think about it. That could cost you your life. You could be put in jail. You want to do that? Yeah, that's wrong. You're very bad. Play this.
I wish there were some real men around here, you know?
I don't know if I want Donald Trump as a cover story tonight. No. There's nothing... When I think of real men, I don't think of Donald Trump. No. I would think of more like Vladimir Putin. Right. Yeah, there you go. Real men. Now, this one big discussion really didn't extend very long, just 4 or 5 hours, but we could talk at length about Steve Mnuchin, who looks like he's snaked away $1.5 trillion in hundreds from our Treasury Department. Yeah, I didn't want to bring this up because everyone's so happy the stock market's doing so well. Being featured is not in any way not censored, Soul Child. People are still struggling to get into our show. Capiche? You don't know nothing, man. Well, you can have sex with whoever you want, I suppose. I'm not telling you to have sex with. Not you, Anita. I disagree too, because you're not looking at the big picture. People can't even get in here. You yourself couldn't even get in here with a VPN. You know that's true, okay? You're not in any way unaware of that. You yourself were affected. No, being featured doesn't mean I'm not censored. Big Boss Man, we talked about that. It's illegal to do what Jeffrey Epstein's doing with 15-year-old girls. Oh, really? It's a song making fun of Trump? Well, you got me interested now.
I wish there were some real men.
10 seconds? Okay, we'll take a look at that. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming into this on this great fortnight of America. I want to make sure everyone knows that we've got a lot of things to talk about. A future with more impeachments being filed, possibly 2, 3, or 4 more charges against Donald Trump coming from the Democrats. So I want to wish everybody a Merry Impeachmas and treason's greetings. Right. So some of you are willing to commit treason, allow Russia to control Donald Trump and not even question anything. You can remember those words, treason's greetings, because that's what I see of you. And Merry Impeachmas means, hey, yeah, we mean it. This guy's not legit. You should listen to half the country, you Republicans. He is bull crapping you. And I'm not. I'm straight up with you every night, honest as the day is bright. I'll see you guys later tomorrow for Christmas Day. Enjoy meeting Santa tonight. Try to keep the carrots on the dish and don't let the dog eat them before Santa gets there. And good luck with your Christmas morning, and don't pick any arguments with your family. Big mistake to have an argument on Christmas Day. Thank you. Welcome and enjoy, Pitoro, and all of you others. Thanks, Scissor Fight, Tiddly D for modding over at iVlog. Appreciate it. I'm Mr. Right signing off. Take care. See you tomorrow. 5 o'clock.
My feet, my heart stops to beat. Cause you make me melt away. My Mr. Right, too good. Just to turn my world around. Cause you're the peace I find. You sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat. Cause you make me melt away. My feet, my heart stops to beat. Cause you make me melt away. My Mr. Right, too good to be true.
Around here, you know?
Oh, you read my mind.